Hi, I'm Pastor David Kaufman, class of '97, and I am the campus pastor at Newberry College. We celebrate with the South Carolina Synod its 200th anniversary. South Carolina Synod helped establish Newberry College in 1856, and I stand next to one of the first gifts given to the college in 1862, a bust of Martin Luther. Names like Kynard, Smeltzer, Derrick, Cromer, and Kaufman with a K are synonymous with the South Carolina Synod. Hear the story of the founding of Newberry College.
Newberry College, founded in 1856, was intended as a companion institution to the college and theological seminary that had been established in 1831 by the Evangelical Lutheran Synod of South Carolina and adjacent states to train Lutheran pastors. By 1855, as the seminary struggled both to maintain its enrollment and to acquire sustainable funding, the Synod voted to move the seminary to Newberry and also to establish a regular college there, hoping to further enhance and advance education in South Carolina. The Synod of South Carolina has supported Newberry College ever since, through lean times and flush times, from its origins serving a primarily rural and provincial society in the mid-19th century to its present role serving a modern and global society in the 21st century. The Reverend John Bachman, Lutheran pastor and first president of the Board of Trustees, outlined the college's mission and values when the cornerstone was laid for its first building in 1857. Defining education as the art of training, instructing the mind, and forming the character of the young, Bachman told his audience that the new college would open the halls of learning and science to their children and their posterity. He stressed, too, that its values as a Christian and denominational, though not sectarian, institution would be based on the relation between man and his God, as a support of the relation between man and man, as the foundation and principle of social and moral duties. The Newberry College Board of Trustees expressed its gratitude to the Synod of South Carolina soon after the college opened, observing, "It may be regarded as the child of your prayers. Nurture this tender plant, guard it as the apple of your eye, and you shall see the work prosper in your hands." Over the next half-century, the Synod honestly acknowledged the many obstacles facing the college, even at times debating whether or not there was sufficient financial support to sustain it. It always, however, freely gave Newberry College its prayers, its labors, and any funding it could offer. One Synod president called the college the pride of the South Carolina Synod in his annual report. May its importance be more fully appreciated as the years come and go. For most of its early history, for its first 20 to 35 years without question, the odds that Newberry College would fail were greater than the odds that it would succeed, or even survive. Its second academic year, opening in the fall of 1860, saw the secession of South Carolina, followed in the spring of 1861 by the onset of the Civil War. With its enrollment crippled by the absence of most students in the Confederate Army, facing imminent financial ruin, and amid the upheaval of 4 years of war, the college struggled to keep its doors open and hold classes. After the war's end in 1865, the campus was briefly occupied by federal troops. The college building, already in poor condition from the lack of funds to maintain it, was further damaged by the soldiers during their stay. In 1868, a desperate college administration, with the blessings of the Synod, accepted the offer of Lutherans in Walhalla to relocate and reopen the college there while retaining its identity as Newberry College. Though the college never prospered in Walhalla, it persevered and it began to fulfill its mission in a more tangible way in 1869 with the graduation of its first alumnus, a single student. In 1877, after 7 more classes of graduates but no sustained growth, the Synod of South Carolina decided that its college needed a more permanent home and more financial stability. Several South Carolina cities and towns submitted bids before the Synod voted to move the college back to its original campus. With donations and pledges to support it, a new building under construction on the site of the original one, and a more encouraging enrollment than it had ever enjoyed, Newberry College returned to Newberry in 1877. Over the next 30 years, it expanded its campus with new buildings, expanded its curriculum with new degrees, disciplines, and courses, and expanded the face of its student body by enrolling more students than ever, including women. Student societies and clubs, intramural and intercollegiate athletics, an orchestra and college singers, and student publications improved the student experience in many significant ways. The cumulative impact of this growth and development allowed Newberry College to begin its second 50 years in 1906 with an optimism it had rarely, if ever, felt during its first 50 years. There is no doubt that the college's survival and growth during this formative period was only possible because the Synod of South Carolina maintained a steady and fervent interest in, philosophical and institutional support for, and from the Synod itself, but also from member churches, church organizations, and individuals, essential financial support for the college and its mission. It continues that interest, support, and funding to this day. In doing so, the Synod of South Carolina has, in countless ways over almost 170 years, known no stopping place in its loyalty and devotion to Newberry College, embracing and enhancing the Synod's and the college's opportunity and obligation to transform lives and to make the world a better place.
The South Carolina Synod has always been transformative in its ministry across the Synod, including Summerlin College in Leesville, South Carolina, which ultimately merged with Newberry College in allowing women to attend and graduate from the college. Since the 90s, when I attended here, the Newberry College campus has grown and transformed and continues to transform lives. And here's to 200 more years of the South Carolina Synod. Go Wolves!